Hello there, and welcome to the maiden episode of Just Turned 18. Here, we dive deep into the mind of prospective first-time voters as they prepare to register on the 7th of May 2024. My name is Loishola Adeyemi, and we are currently here at Akan Manjen in Jamestown. Known for its rich history, cultural heritage, and lively atmosphere, Jamestown provides a backdrop or a unique backdrop to gauge the pulse of first-time voters on issues that will determine what will happen in the voting booth. You'll also get to hear from these first-time voters what it means to be participating in Ghana's democratic process for the first time, and also get to understand issues that will determine if they will register to vote. Let's get talking to our first-time voters. As I said, these people are people who live here. They grew here. They understand the nature of this place. They know the ins and outs. So yes, asking them if they will register. There's no harm in it. They're going to tell us if they actually will, and I'm excited to be speaking to these people. Hello, guys. All right, good energy right here. Now let's get straight into our conversation. I want to know, we are about to do the registration. The limited registration is a few days away. Let me see by hands those who will be voting, those who will be registering, sorry. All right, okay. So we have people who will and people who won't. Let me come straight to you, William. Now, you said that you are going to be registering. How excited are you to finally find your name in the, voters register?
Oh, I'm very excited actually because I get to also have the opportunity to vote and select the leader.
I mean, you are saying that you are, happy that you're going to be voting to, select a leader. Is that the same reason why you also want to vote?
Yeah.
Register, sorry.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be registered as a voter of this nation. Yeah, I'm super excited. That will give me the chance to also voice out, on the person to lead us. Yeah.
Now, Abigail, everybody seems to be saying that they want to, vote to register so that they can be able to vote and select their leader. Is that the same for you as well?
Yeah, that's the reason, because I want my opinion to be taken into consideration to elect a political leader to lead us.
I like that you said you want your views to be taken into consideration. Is that same for you, Mr. Michael?
Oh yeah. So as I can say, me being underage, people normally I don't usually get engaged in those political things because they see me like inconspicuous person. But me being as a first-time voter, I think it will create a lot of opportunity for me. For people will now be seeing me, engaging me into political activities in my community.
Hey, now he says that people will be engaging him into political, issues that would happen in the community. Is that the same reason why you also want to register, Esther?
Yes, please. And the reason why I want to register for it because care about at 50 me ubana he maybe bana go bon oye no kufio no profita ubafine.
All right. So before we continue, let you understand that this is a Ghana community. Yes, that's how we're going to do it. So now Esther is saying that she wants to vote because she believes that if you decide to register or you start engaging yourself in political issues, they see you as someone who has a lot to give, right, Esther? Yes, and I want to know from you why you also, want to register. Are you excited?
I'm very excited because as a political animal, I'm a student of Senior Technique and I'm studying government. So my teachers have been teaching me voting. There is a word in the government book say franchise. There's the right to vote and the right to be voted for. Right? So I'm very excited to vote this year's election.
So that's why you're registering, because you really want to vote?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before we even continue, let's get straight to another question that is also very important to us. Now, I know that we are in an area that everybody says, oh, I'm going to register. Oh, I'm going to vote. We've heard about it. What are some of the things that you've heard about the election process, the registration process that you want to share? I know you have heard a lot. People have said, oh, I'm going to register. When I went, this and this and this happened. What are some of the stories you've heard? Who wants to speak to me first? All right, Esther, what are some of the stories you've heard about the registration process or registration process?
Sometimes they'll be saying, oh, Nina Keneke, Nini Temepi, Tena Kakeshiken Mukoba, Bahan Mavoti. No, I register. No, san matter on pakoniba fitai.
So Esther is saying that people say that, oh, when they go, the line is so long. So unless you find like an older person before you can finally get to vote. That she says is her experience or things that she has heard about, the registration process. Now you, Michael, what have you been hearing?
Okay, what I usually have been hearing that people are normally not 18, but people usually force to bring them to the registration center to be registered so that they can get the opportunity to vote because they need more votes in their parties. So it normally creates confusion at the registration center.
But does that work? Because we have authorities at the registration centers. Are these people caught?
It goes by the links, so you can't tell. Because no matter what you say, they are older than you. So they will go by all means to make it happen.
All right. Now, Nico, I'll come back to you, Esther.
Like he said, it's very true. So sometimes you see that some people are not 18 yet, but they get to register. So I don't know. But I would suggest that, you see, we all have best sets. So if it's possible, then we should use our best set to guarantee that we are 18 years, because some people will just bring some random person and then claim she's my auntie, she's my this and that, and then the person will just testify that, oh, she just turned 18 or he just turned 18, and then the person will just be registered.
I mean, Esther, is that the same thing for you? Abigail, sorry, is that the same thing for you? Have you been hearing that they said people come there that are not 18 years? Is that also the story you've heard, or there's another story you've also heard?
Yeah, mostly people actually vote because they are convinced to, and they can be convinced through being given money or something else altogether, just to allow a lot of people into the party to vote for them. Because the higher the people vote, the more votes they get.
But before the voting, there comes registration. And I'm asking that, you see, sometimes they say, or when you go to register, you see, like Esther said, there are queues upon queues. You go there in the morning, you come in the evening. What are some of the things you have heard about registration?
Mostly there's misunderstanding over there as compared to what Esther said, which leads to people fighting, which causes damages. Like last 4 years, there was a lot of damages over there.
All right. Is that the same thing for you, Godwin?
Yeah, and what I've also witnessed and heard is you have to go there early. People usually use chairs, stones to queue. Yeah, so like when you go and meet those stones and chairs there, they will be expecting you to stand behind those chairs and stuff. So when they come and they see you have bypassed the stones, they will actually fight you, which I think is not good. They should be there themselves.
There's misunderstanding.
Yeah,
I see that. And you, is that the same thing for you?
Okay, also I've also noticed a different thing altogether. One of them being the attitude of the EC officials. Some will come to work late, or some feel because they are those doing the registration, they can show attitude and be doing all sorts of things. Also, the political leaders will be interfering in the work of the EC officials. They think they have brought their people. The person is underage. Because they brought the person, by force, you have to register the person when the person is not even 18 years. So that's one thing I've also noticed.
So you're saying that there's nepotism in the registration process as well?
Yes.
People bring their favorites,
yes.
say, oh, I want this person to cross the line. That's what happens.
Yes.
Is that the same thing you've also witnessed, William?
Yeah, I'm sure. I won't argue less though. Yeah, it's the same thing. It cuts across in various ways. And even sometimes I noticed the very first time I wanted to, pass by there and, to have a view of what is going on. And I noticed the woman was just, I think around the police station, the woman was just insulting one of the polling agents. Why? Because he said that he's been here and the person is supposed to know that she's already been here. So, it's a whole dramatic thing that goes on there. But then I haven't gone through yet, but I'm hoping to see how.
Okay.
Like what my brother said, sometimes it also leads in confusion, but the other people will be saying in registration center they go by partisan, which is not supposed to be happening. So you will be hearing the stories that whereby the one person will be saying the party A have more people in the community than the party B. So the party B will be partially trying to engage those young ones who are under the age so that they will be getting them into registering so that they will be common, or maybe they will be more than the party A, so that when it comes to election year they will have the chance to be in power than the party A.
So all of a sudden the registration becomes partisan. People are saying vote here, vote there. I see that. But before we even move to that, let me ask. We also talk about it with our peers. Me, for instance, when I was going to register, I told my friend, when I was young, my mom used to catch me and pull my ears and say, why are you asking questions? Don't ask. When it's your turn, you do. So when I was finally going to register, I was telling people, I cannot wait to go and do that. When you speak to your friends, do you also feel the same way? What are some of the things you discuss with your peers about registration and the election?
All right, actually, I feel so much excited about it. I told them as much as it's supposed to be, how much is very, very important for me particularly, because I've seen a lot of things that are happening in the community, and I know that my votes being a part of it can help change. And I've set eyes on people.
So that's what you've been telling your friends. Hey, you're having very good conversations. Any other person, what have you been telling your friend Michael? What are the discussions you have with your parents, your friends, when you discuss, registration? What are some of the things you hear?
Okay, what I usually like to talk about with my parents is that now I have the opportunity to use my time to bring someone into power, because when they had their chance, I don't have my chance. So they have their chance to talk whether they will choose this and choose this. So I don't have to engage in those things. But since now I'm being registered, so now my time will be more important to them, that I can bring this one into power, whether to vote for this or this blah 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 stuff.
I see. So finally you get a chance to register. That's what's important. All right, so we are going to move on to another segment. But before we do that, you know that we are going to be voting this year on the 7th of December. Let me see by hands those who want to vote, those who will be voting and those who won't. I see hands. I see some hands now. All right, we'll come to that. But before that, this is the segment I say, let's go straight to the classroom. We are going to be writing on slates. When was the last time you saw a slate? It's your honor. All right, so this is where we share our slates and we get into it. But for viewers who are at home, let me give you this comparative analysis, okay? So in 2020, the Electoral Commission has actually brought data that shows that in 2020, our president was able to win the elections because he had 5,000, in fact, over 500,000 votes. This year, it is projected that 850,000 first-time voters are going to be participating in the elections, meaning that if first-time voters alone decide to vote for Party A, the probability that Party A will win is very, very high. Now let's come to the Ododo-Diodio constituency where we find ourselves. Jamestown is part of the Ododo-Diodio constituency. Now it is said that projections are showing that 7,021 people from here are first-time voters who are going to be participating in the elections. Once again, this just shows how significant the voices of first-time voters are. So yes, now that we have our boards, can I see? Raise your boards, raise your boards. Yes, yes. Let's write on our boards 3 things or 3 issues that will influence our decision to register. 3 issues that will influence our decision to register. Quickly. This is dictation. You have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so now that we have our things on the board, can we raise it so I see our issues that will influence our decision to register? Okay. Now, you know what? I am not shocked that I see a lot of education written here because we have young ones, and these young ones are still, going through the education system of Ghana. I have here, William has on his board education. You care to explain why you have education on your board?
Yes, education is mandatory for every youth. Yeah, because it gives you a clear focus on life.
Okay, the reason why I want to register is because most of the students are not able, most of the people in the country are not able to attend schooling because of lack of finance. But the government has, introduced free education, which is helping us, maybe helping those who are not able to found for their awards fees and many more like that. Free education.
So you are saying that through free SHS, parents that weren't able to fund their children's school fees finally have the chance to do so. Esther, do you also believe or do you agree with what she's saying?
Yes. Most parents that can't afford anything to maybe any amount of money to put his or a child in school, because of free SHS, they were able to go to school, and it's good. Most of them have benefits from that. And no honey may be follow every school, because JHS ni like within SHS afford school dropout, and then you see this teenage pregnancy and then peer pressure and stuff. They will join that, but because of free SHS, they were able to go to school and to learn further, or to learn more about this peer pressure and then school dropout. So it has helped them.
So Esther is saying that she agrees because, parents sometimes say that, they don't even have the money to fend for these children, to take them to school. But through free education, nobody has to say, I'm dropping out of school. You get the chance to go to school because you're not paying for it, and you get to, educate your child through school, and which is very, very interesting. I mean, do we all agree that free SHS has served its purpose? Nico, I see you shaking your head.
It's true that a lot of people get a chance to, go to school. I'm not sure it's reduced this school dropout issue, because still people got a chance to go and then they still dropped out because of, let's say, teenage pregnancy. A lot of people dropped out because of teenage pregnancy, and I think I know someone who is still in school. Is in Form 3. They are writing their mock, and then he didn't go to school because he had to go and then work. So I don't know. It's not serving as an excuse to stop teenage pregnancy.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm not actually agreeing with him. Also not disagreeing with him. You see, everything there is good and the bad side of everything. Education is there for all of us to gain knowledge, but getting pregnancy is individual decision. Some people will be asked to go to school and go and hide in the boys' room or their so-called sugar daddy's room, get pregnant. That's not the cause of free education. Go to class and go and learn it. Choose to go and get pregnant. It's none of the government's business. You choose to go and do it. Government say go and sit in the classroom and learn. So free education has come to serve its purpose. Even if you haven't done anything at all, at least for financial aspects, has reduced the burden. So I see people complaining you have to buy a lot of things before sending your child to school because of free education. I disagree with them, because the time we are paying school fees, we pay school fees and still buy those things. So at least if the free education have catered for the school fees and at least taking some basic needs of the students, and they still ask you to buy something and still complaining, then I don't see the need. Then government should rather cancel the free education, let us pay and see if we can still survive.
So saying that it has calmed finances down in homes, so you don't have to buy anything, you don't have to buy much. Even if you buy probably a few textbooks, that's fine, but the school fees is free. So we all, or most of us, are all saying that it has served its purpose, right? Anyone disagreeing again? It has? No, so now you've changed your mind.
What I was saying is that it has served its purpose, but my sister said it has helped reduce teenage pregnancy, and I'm for that I'm disagreeing with it.
All right, so he says that even though free education is there, that is not the main reason why people are getting pregnant, right? It hasn't really reduced it. Okay.
As my brother said, it's your choice to go and do whatever. They send you to school to learn, not to go and do mama about dada. No.
Now, another thing I see on lots of boards is employment. Now, let me come straight to you. You said you won't be registering, but I see, employment on your board. So how is this influencing your decision not to register?
Somebody will go through the education system, through to master's level. That person will not get anything to do. So what is the relevance of us putting leaders there who are enriching themselves, who are employing their children to come and work in the government they are in? Meanwhile, their children are not even fit to work. It's like you are fitting a square peg in a round wood. So, me actually, because of that, I'm not voting. No, I'm not registering.
We are here in Jamestown. There's a number of places. Even the harbour is behind us. Are you saying that people cannot work there?
Okay, so let me give you an example. You can't tell me I do good. I am a master's student, right? So when I ask you to go to the seaside and go and work at that harbour, I say maybe a pongpo worker. I be a pongpo worker. Those who carry the cement and the things. And then they'll give you 15 cedis. Where you go?
But you have to eat.
You have to, but I won't take this. Let me tell you, we are human beings, so I have integrity, I have dignity. For the fact that I have to, doesn't mean I have to rub my dignity on the floor for 15 cedis. Go and carry that. So at the end of the 15 cedis, maybe I get 8, or maybe I fall down, maybe something happened to me. I have to go to hospital out of that 15 cedis, because in the country where health insurance is not working, that 15 cedis, what people will you save with your masters? Meanwhile, somebody is working in the presidency with just a degree of no relevance. And me having maybe a master's in maybe medicine or something, and then somebody having a degree in philosophy. What's the purpose of that philosophy? Everybody can learn philosophy.
I mean, the degree still has its relevance and it plays its own role. But let me hear from you. Do you agree that, unemployment is too much?
Yeah, I can bear with him, but I wouldn't say it should be based on you deciding not to register, because registration is very, very important. You wouldn't know, but later on you would come back to that. And about unemployment, it's very crucial, because I see people within my age category going about to find jobs and everything, but then they come back empty-handed, and it's even funny in a way that a community like my community, my neighborhood, Jamestown, you see people here, they don't like to work, and they will just come to you and be like, oh, please just give me no fuel, and it's just created this mentality. If the government is working its way to provide jobs and make sure that youth or individuals within the country I don't know, it's supposed to be a mandatory. If you are a citizen of the country, you're supposed to work to cater for yourself.
So from what I hear, there's jobs, but people just don't want to work.
Yeah.
Who agrees with him? He says that there are jobs, but there are people who don't want to work. Are you agreeing with him?
Yeah, because most of the educated people want white-collar job. Whereby there are normal jobs they can do just to feed themselves, but they want the white-collar jobs so that they will get to know what they are capable of doing, what education they for them.
I mean, she's saying that people also, or people who even have the degrees and the masters, are only waiting for the big jobs. They don't want the pompo jobs that he was talking about. Who is agreeing with that too? Because I mean, yes, Godwin.
Yeah, I totally agree with my sister here. There are works, but people look on like they feel shy that they will do certain works. But let me tell you, like the Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, and the rest, they didn't get up and get to where they are. They started small. They face challenges. So if you have the small jobs, you have to do. You wait for a big job. When it comes, you do. Yeah. So I disagree. I agree with it.
Not that the jobs are not there. To be sincere, we shouldn't be deceiving ourselves. Let's take somewhere like Ododo, for example. How many jobs can those who say they are the jobs that they can mention? Let me tell you, if you say about food selling, they are selling the foods. Let me tell you about the arbor work. They are doing it. It will end. There's a duration to end. If that person in that job today, if that work is done today, and they commission the arbor, those who went to do the pompo, what work are they going to do again? Until there will be another government work around. No, they are not getting the jobs. So apart from those I can tell you sincerely, those having the degrees in this environment, they are not waiting for any white-collar job. As he mentioned, like Zuckerberg and those people, they were able to come up. They were having favorable conditions. Outside, even if you are a cleaner, you are better off than a medical doctor in Ghana.
But have you been outside before? How sure are you that?
It hasn't been there, but I was able to mention it. So I'm also trying to say, out of what I've also heard, you can be there as a cleaner, you are better off than a medical doctor in this country. Because, to be sincere, somebody will be walking around trying to do all this little job. But the person can do it out, the person will go. The person cannot even gain anything profitable out of it, because the person is selling maybe banku. We're going to sell the banku this year. Next year they came to increase the price of maize. So it means the profit the person is making, that is very small. So it's now going back into the maize, the maize money. How much the person is going to make? Somebody is working at the pompo site 15 cedis a day. Most of them are having children because of this teenage pregnancy. So 50 cedis, the children will be eating. Him or herself will be eating. The parents also depend on that 15 cedis.
So are you saying unemployment is the reason why teenagers have found unconventional ways of making money? I'll come back to you.
Very true.
That's why
very
I'm going straight to Esther, because Esther disagrees with you. Esther, why are you disagreeing with him?
Unemployment. They said the job can nutumo nyeba taw bobo ba no ba taw nutumo bonus no okay bo tayo ko me no ka kishi o be no ko no ba twa lo nyochu ni alo nutumo be ma me ko te o ba na nutumo. It's not only you starting from maybe you have a degree or masters to get a high point of position at work. No, if you go maybe go te or they start from the lowest part. So if you said maybe you have your degree and then masters and you want somewhere like maybe a secretary, no, you just serve as maybe cleaner bomode. You know, you learn something from what maybe a secretary is doing, and they will be like, oh, okay, now you can do a secretary work, then you will be there. Next time you will be at some point. So you let the joy, let the job. You don't
go and look for the job, So Esther says that instead of you sitting out and saying job will come to me, you should actually make the conscious effort to go and do what? Find a job. Let me go to Godwin. Yes.
I agree with Esther, because like those holding the degree, masters and certain things, sometimes they go to school and offer course which will not be relevant in this country. Like you go and study out ants and certain things. So, like,
But these
and
things are also important in other fields.
And you go and study archaeology in Ghana, and you expect the government to employ you as an archaeologist. What do you?
But
what
it's
are you
also
trying to say?
that is an important course as well.
And most archaeologists, they are not employed by the government outside. Yeah, they fund themselves to go, because in those fields, when you gain it for yourself. You don't gain for the state. So you have to go and do a course that will like be more relevant in this country, like health and the rest. Yeah.
So he is also saying that do not just sit down, but also the type of course you study in school is very important. You study good courses, it will come out with what? Good work for you. So the course you study determines what you become. Do you agree with him?
I don't agree with what Esther was saying.
Okay.
Let's be sincere to our fellow human beings in this country. Our political leaders are full of tribalism, nepotism. Let's say me, I'm an educated person, and I hold my degree. I have my master, I have my PhDs. I came for a job interview. Although what I did was good enough than your family member, but because he is your family member, you are trying to put him there. If he's a common floor member, you try to put him there. So he's saying atawo nuchumo tawo ya ata ya not ya ata nuchumo mlenche ya ata nuchumo nikentele we mokureje ewe kunyoni e ba ke ewe kunyoni odo nuchumo tawo manika asani kan ko ni shika ba we ku em.
Now, according to Isaac, he says that there's too much nepotism. People are playing favorites. When you go to look for jobs, people would rather put their family members, their friends, their church members, their pastors' wives, rather in there, instead of people who deserve these positions. So he doesn't agree with Esther. Let me get to you, Nico. I know that she said you didn't want to register, but you know that registering is your civic responsibility. Whatever you do, so far as you are Ghanaian, you have to register. So this brings me to my question. What do you want to see that you say, okay, I have finally changed my mind and I would register this year? What do you want to see?
This year, there's nothing that will change my mind to register this year.
Oh, but there are so many things that people have said that, free education. That's what I'm asking you. Look, dive deep into your mind. What is something you want to see? Not even about this year, but what do you want that when you see, you say, okay, finally, this thing has changed my mind?
I think when they are done with their voting this year and then the next government comes, I just want the next government to start its governance with what he promised from the beginning to the end of the 4th year before I start voting.
All right, let me come to you, Joseph. What do you also want to see that you say, okay, I have finally changed my mind and I want to register? Because as I said, registering is your civic responsibility as a Ghanaian. Regardless of what you do, you'd have to do that because it's part of your responsibilities.
Every leader has a manifesto that it comes out with it. And then it comes with the manifesto, but at the latter end, they are not able to fulfill their promise. For example, if you see where I said no infrastructure in the hospital. Recently at Anya Polyclinic, someone died because there was no bed. If you see all the building, there's only 2 beds containing about 10 to 15 people. And every bed you have to pay. And still, the cost of living in Ghana is what? Very, very high.
So what do you want to see?
So until I see a change.
Where?
Until I see a change in the health sector, education, and then employment. I think I can change my mind to vote.
All right. Let me end with you, Niai, because you also said that you do not want to register. As I said, it's your civic responsibility. So what do you want to see? What do you want that will influence you to say, okay, I've changed my mind and I would register?
Okay. You first mentioned that it's my civic right. As I was growing up, I learned that the voters are easy to go to the bank and those things. But praise be to God, in Anadu, they have brought Ghana card. I have my Ghana card. I'm a citizen of this country. So that one, case closed. I'm not registering. But what also convinced me more to register next 4 years or next time to register, I want a government for the people, by the people, and with the people. I don't want a government who will see somewhere, come and smell you on our mouth the first year, then the 4th, they will come and smear more on our mouth, then we'll go and change our mind. It won't happen. Thank you. Right.
So before we've all spoken at large, before we end this episode, I want to know, finally, regardless of what we do, whether you like it or not, we still vote. It is part of our, things that we do in Ghana. It's part of the laws we live by. After 4 years, every 4 years, we have to vote to elect a new party or a new president. what are your peace messages that you're giving to, politicians, to people living in Ghana? Any peace, peace message?
Yeah, one way to bring peace is when we accept that we are all from the same place. And, I believe when growing up, you see that when you play with a particular group of people, you end up going together as one people. And even when someone is harming that person, you are tempted to go and defend the person. That's what happened here, right? So when they believe that we are all part of this country and our lives and every individual, everyone, even to the lowest person, average Ghanaian, we are all part of the citizen, then we can go on ahead to bring success. Else, if they don't think how much we all matter in all of this, and not think about even where people will be sleeping, we have a lot of work to do.
All right, Abigail, let me hear your peace message.
Okay, they should be the doers of their words and not just to favor them win elections.
Michael, you too?
Oh, okay. I just have a short message. Do what you want others to do unto you, because if you do good, a good benefit will bounce back to you. When you do the bad thing too, you have to expect the same balanced results back. That is the only message I can give.
And let me end with you, Isaac, your peace message.
Okay. You know that during voting, there is a lot of conflict between our neighbors and even other countries. What we do, we have to maintain tolerance. Tolerance in a place whereby you have to say, when a person is in MPP, I'm in MPP. Allow me to do what I'll do with my party. I'll allow you to do what with your party. So that's what the peace message.
Right. At the end of the day, we are all waiting. Oh, my dear. My dear Gordon, your peace message before I go. If you don't speak to me, I'm sure you'll beat me, so let me know.
Sure. My peace message is say no to violence, and secondly, like you have to make your own analysis, like vote for someone who you think the person will benefit you, not to benefit other person. Follow your like someone who you think when it comes to power, you do what will suit you. Don't look at what others are doing, who others are voting for. Yeah, that's my peace message.
All right, so at the end of the day, we are all saying that we want a peaceful election. We all want to go and register and come back home safe and sound. Abi? All right, so remember this. Participating in the electioneering process is your civic responsibility. You have a voice, so use it, because your voice matters and so does your vote. On 7th May, we will come back here to see what happens, to see whether those who said they won't register have changed their mind, and to actually see if those who said will register will be in the line. Remember, let us shape the future that you and I want to see together. From Akam Manjen, right here in Jamestown, this is Just Turned 18. My name is Loishola Ademi, and I'll see you very soon in your area.